So we need to be very careful shopping at these stores, and it's not these stores' fault. I'm not blaming them. They're actually stepping up and doing something about it. So I'm actually commending them. It's not their fault. It's just the way society is right now, right? The economy is terrible. We are in a recession, technically, a technical definition of it, all right? The global supply chain is wrecked, all right? All this stuff's going on, and this is not their fault. So I'm not blaming any of these companies, but we need to be careful going to these stores because they are also kind of warning us that there is a lot of crime and sketchy stuff going on at these certain stores. So good for them for stepping up, but it's also a little sketchy to be going to these places. So this is just what happens, all right? This is what happens. Property crime goes up, theft goes up, all these things go up, and I'm not saying it's okay. It's definitely not okay, but this is what happens when you create these kinds of environments. So let's hit these stores really quick, all right? One of the top stores that I think everybody shops at, everybody's been to, is Home Depot, all right? So they are struggling right now to stop crime. They're having a massive crime wave, and they are having to put a lot of their goods behind locked shelves, all right? So you have to go talk to an attendant, talk to a person working there to get an item off the shelf, all right? Because people are running into Home Depots, and this was, I believe this happened in Houston, where a bunch of people ran in, and I think it was actually a countrywide network, but they got caught in Houston, I believe, and they were running in, filling bins with tons of items, and then just running out and dipping out and loading their car and just stealing stuff all over the country, just hitting up all the different Home Depots, okay? So this is huge. I've also read a story about Target, all right? Target, and it's not their fault, but people are getting kidnapped in Target parking lots, all right? I know this can happen at any store, but there was a story of a woman and her baby, and she got kidnapped while she was loading her groceries into the car, okay? That's scary stuff. That's real stuff, all right? So we need to be careful. We need to be prepared. We need to be vigilant. I also saw multiple stores are doing this as well, all right? I'll hit a couple stores that are doing this. So I noticed this at Target a couple months ago, where some toys and some items and some just like random things, all right, they do not have them on the shelf. You have to find a attendant to get them, and all they have is a little sticker on the wall for it, just like a little sticker thing for it, and you have to bring them the little sticker so they can scan it and see what exact item it is, if they have it in stock, yada yada, and they can go get it. But I noticed this already, and it's like they are doing this because of crime. They're doing this because of theft, because Best Buy is doing this now too, all right? They are replacing all of their, this isn't in every single area, but in lots of areas, they're replacing like their iWatches and their Fit watches and all that stuff, all the high-tech stuff that people like. It's really not that big. You can just shove it in your coat or whatever. People can steal it really easily. And they're replacing it with little tags on the wall because there's so much theft, and you have to just bring them the tag, the little paper tag, and they will go get it for you if you really need it, all right? That way they know who has what. They have you on video getting it for this person. You know what I mean? It's like you are being tracked, all right? And it's like they're stepping up. Companies are doing what they have to do, but how are we living in a society like this where it's getting to this point? You know, how are we building this kind of society where, you know, you can't even trust people? You can't even trust people to just not steal from you, right? It's really sad. It's really just, it's a big problem, all right? And as things get more desperate, it's gonna get even worse, all right? It's gonna get even worse. If you heard one of my videos earlier today, all right, the UN chief was warning of, quote, hell on earth from food shortages. All right, so go check that out. It's not going to get any better, guys. It's not going to get better. This is going to keep escalating, sadly, and getting worse for people. People are going to get more desperate. You can give people as much money as you want from the government, but if there's no food on the shelves, if the harvests are down, if the supply chain is screwed, then what are you going to do, right? You can't eat the money. You can't eat your debit card. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It's going to be bad, right? So protect your stuff. Be secure. It's good to have cameras and security and all that kind of stuff, right? I have cameras on my RV, right? Just for enhanced security. Why wouldn't you have cameras? You should have cameras on your house, on your whatever, your property. It's your property. You should be able to secure it. And that's just going to be even more important going forward in the future, because the cops, the police aren't going to search for people if you don't have any hard evidence. It's already like this in a lot of different small cities and overwhelmed cities, even big cities, just overwhelmed cities where the police are overwhelmed. They will not really investigate anything unless there's like hard evidence of it. If it's some kind of just like property crime, like somebody just stole something that was whatever, a couple $100, $500, they will just probably not investigate it unless you have somebody on video committing the crime. All right, that's how a lot of places are, sadly, right now. I've seen a bunch of RVers say stuff like their bikes have gotten stolen right like under their RV. It's like on their RV, and their home. I've seen stories of people, their home and their RV, they're at some people in an RV park where there's a ton of people around, and their bikes have gotten stolen. Some people's e-bikes have gotten stolen that are like, $1,000 or whatever. I don't know how much they are, but they're not cheap, right? Not cheap. And neither are people's bikes either. Bikes are very expensive, especially these days, to replace one, right? But their stuff got stolen while they were home, right under their nose. So have cameras, have security for you and your family, because that's what these companies are doing. You know what I mean? It's like, that's why I make all these reports on what is this company doing? What is this leader doing? What is this organization saying? Because, you know what I mean? They're making moves. They're making major moves. Walmart canceled billions of dollars in orders. Remember that video? Billions of dollars in orders. Walmart, Target, Macy's, a bunch of stores. Billions, not millions, right before the holidays. So we need to see what the big companies and everything are doing, and the big companies are stepping up security. They are seeing rise in theft, and they are seeing people just be more desperate. They're seeing lower sales. All right, everyone's in a recession right now. They're seeing lower sales, and they're seeing more theft. So they're losing more and making less. That's a big warning sign for everyone. So let me know what you guys think. I'm not hating on any of these companies, all right? At least they're stepping up and doing something. So they're trying to, because when people steal, it makes stuff more expensive for everyone, all right? It's like inflation. It's like the companies just raise the price on the goods that people are stealing the most, all right? That's how they make up for it. That's their only other option besides upping security if they want to stay in business, all right? That's how it works. That's how the economy works. So this isn't good for anyone, guys. So let me know what you think. Thankfully, some companies are stepping up, and you guys have a blessed day.